Henry Cavill put everything into season 3. He even had to watch to make sure he didn't get too aggressive during fight scenes, because his adrenaline was going that high. And Freya Allan was so excited about one moment, she started getting into spoilers. You aren't gonna believe what went on behind the scenes of The Witcher Season 3. Season 3 has one of the best fights on the entire show.
It is a one-take fight.
And what does that mean?
There are no cuts in here. There's no cheat cuts either.
The camera operator needed to move quickly and make sure he was in the right place at all times, or else he could get hit by a flying prop, or worse, an actor.
We actually built in originally some slow motion, some fake slow-mo moments where I would move in slow motion.
Henry was going to perform some of his stunts in slow motion, and then the editors would speed it up afterwards to give the cameraman time to catch his breath. There was just one problem.
But it didn't suit really this fight.
They didn't want to change the scene too much in editing, so they scrapped the slow-mo idea. At that point, Henry almost had the opposite problem. He had to focus on not going too fast for the camera to keep up.
We ended up getting a lot of adrenaline and quite aggressive.
It took them 35 takes on the day of filming to get everything right. And that isn't including the 90 takes they'd done before that in training. Henry must have felt like he really was in medieval times. Can you imagine what it would be like to really be living in medieval times? It sure wouldn't be very comfortable, and Joey Batey knows that better than most. There were a few times on set where he felt like he really was in medieval times.
We were constantly muddy and cold.
We can definitely see how that would be uncomfortable, but Joey got right into it. He even asked the crew for a little something to help set the mood.
I did ask for some actual sort of medieval mead or wine to drink at some point.
How cool would that have been? But unfortunately, it didn't work out.
They didn't give it to me. I'm so gutted.
Better luck next season, Joey, but Freya Allan is looking forward to something specific this season. What was Freya Allan most excited about in season 3?
I just love the fights.
That's right, the fight scenes. And not only that, but there was one actor in particular that she's been excited to work with for years now.
And then getting to do one with Henry. I mean, I've been waiting for this moment.
You can really tell that he lived up to her expectations.
Because he is, there's no doubt, fantastic at it.
Even before Freya was cast, she used to watch Henry's fight scenes in the hopes that she could be like him someday. Better watch out, Henry. Before you know it, Freya might even take his place.
Actually, when I take his... That's,
you can say it a
spoiler.
little bit.
Freya was way too eager to talk about one scene in particular from season 3.
I get to use Geralt's sword, which is also very cool.
This moment was almost as touching for our actors as it was for Geralt and Ciri. But Henry's last fight scene got Joey really choked up. He's going out with a bang. Henry Cavill helped co-choreograph his final fight scene for the show.
I've never seen him work harder.
Not only did he insist on keeping up with the stunt team, but he was also suffering pretty bad at the time too.
I believe he had a cold at the time as well.
Joey was impressed by how much Henry put into this final fight scene.
With the fight team, he was never the one to sit down.
Now Joey's a big fan of Henry and says,
I think it's a testament to Henry's hard work and Henry's skill and talent that everyone is going, but no, don't leave, you were great.
Moments like Henry's final fight scene are why Joey can see why fans are so hesitant to let Henry go after this season. But he says that
Liam's working so hard, training already and things like that to come in and step into these enormous shoes.
We just hope that Liam still takes down monsters as interesting as this season's flesh monster. Okay, how freaky was the creature Geralt found in the subterranean caves in episode 2? This monster is literally made out of human flesh, which just has to be about the grossest thing we've seen all week. It took months for production designer Andrew Laws and his team to come up with the final concept for the flesh monster, because they had to coordinate so many different teams to get it right. Laws said, we had to deal with the dynamism of it between prosthetics, creature concept design, VFX, and trying to figure out how to evolve this thing and make sense out of it. Not only that, but the Witcher team also needed to work out stunts for the flesh monster because Laws said they wanted to deal with their movement. This had to be one of the most collaborative processes the show has ever had for building a monster. But at least they had an easier time coming up with the Witcher signs this season. Did you notice how many Witcher signs there were in season 3?
We worked very hard at making sure we involved more of the signs in here.
If you're a fan of the books, then you may just have noticed Geralt pulling a few familiar moves against the bad guys.
There's an Ard in there.
This Witcher sign gives off a powerful blast of psychic energy that staggers your enemy, and that's not all.
There's a heliotrope.
This move is super useful for being able to protect against an attack. The series changed the design of the heliotrope shield so that it could provide Geralt with more complete protection, rather than the forward-facing shield that we used to see in the game. Henry wanted us to see Geralt use his full range of skills and abilities this season because
Why would he hold anything back?
especially when we all want to see him go all out to protect Ciri. The Witcher Season 3 is getting far more intense than you've ever seen before, whether it's Geralt or Ciri holding the sword. So which of these behind-the-scenes stories were you the most surprised to hear? And what are your thoughts on Season 3? We'd love to hear what you think, so make sure to let us know down in the comment section.